Mr. Chairman, honored guests of this chamber, honored colleagues, I have the privilege of addressing you at this hour to voice out my concern over a developing matter. This privileged speech, I am not only before you as the Vice Mayor of the Cebu City, but more importantly, I am speaking as the Chairman of the Cultural and Historical Affairs Commission. I have the full backing and authority from the members of the Commission. It might, at first glance, seem trivial, but in actuality, it deals a heavy blow to the very heart of our collective identity as mga Sugbuanon. To impress upon you the importance of the matter, let me take you back 10 years ago when the country's collective outrage was triggered by a photo bomber. What you are supposed to see is the leader of Mexico honoring our national hero by laying a wreath at the Rizal Monument. But like me, when I look at this photo, please forgive me when I say that what I see is a hideous building at the back that will capture our view instead of Jose Rizal. There is, Mr. Chairman, similarly, an impending permanent desecration of one of our most recognizable and valuable cultural assets here. A historical, political, socio-cultural landmark that survived a world war, the ebb and flow of our political tides, and the ravages of time for 8.5 decades. Even as I speak, builders are tearing down a segment of Osmeña Boulevard to erect a structure of steel and stone installed for utilitarian purpose, but at the expense of a legally protected national historical landmark and important cultural property. Mr. Chairman, colleagues, there is a photo bomber in the making, and it needs to be stopped. The provincial capital is one of our most recognizable historical landmarks. It was designed in 1910, built in 1937, and completed the following year. Over the years, it has served as the backdrop of many historical events, together with Osmeña Boulevard and Fuente Rotonda, as integral parts of a greater whole, as it was always designed to be. Records from 1912, unearthed by the Cebu Historical and Cultural Affairs Commission, which I am honored and proud to chair, does not only contemplate a building, but a vista, sitting at the very heart of what would become the city of Cebu. In more recent years, the Capitol building was declared in 2008 a National Historical Landmark by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. In 2020, the National Museum of the Philippines declared it an important cultural property. With the passage of Republic Act 10066 in 2009, the Fuente, Rotonda, and Osmeña Boulevard also gained the distinction of being important cultural properties as built heritage. Built heritage is legally defined under RA 10066 as architectural and engineering structures, such as but not limited to bridges, government buildings, houses of ancestry, traditional dwellings, quartels, train stations, lighthouses, small ports, educational, technological, and industrial complexes, and their settings and landscape with notable historical and cultural significance. Let me repeat the last phrase for emphasis. Their settings and landscape with notable historical and cultural significance. The integration of the three sites form a cultural and historical vista corridor, no different from that in Europe, like the Avenue des Champs-Élysées, which connects the Place de la Concorde with the Place de Charles de Gaulle in Paris, and the National Mall in Washington, D.C. in the United States. RA 166 defines a vista corridor as an unhampered and unimpeded visual setting and physical integrity of a heritage property. Thus, no other structure must mar the visual space, the line of sight, and the appearance of the capital vis-a-vis Fuente Osmeña, as well as Osmeña Boulevard. Dili pwede i-photobomb, Mr. Chairman. The capital Osmeña Boulevard Fuente Rotonda Corridor Vista is not without any legal protection. The capital, in fact, has Grade 1 protection under Republic Act 11961, which amends and enriches portions of RA 166. Section 7, subsection E of RA 11961 reads, priority protection from modification or demolition resulting from all government projects that may potentially affect the integrity of Grade 1 or Grade 2 level cultural property must consult with the National Commission for Culture and Arts at the planning stages. Mr. Chairman, colleagues, my honorable colleagues at the Sangguniang Panglungsod, the infrastructure that is being introduced inside our historical and cultural vista corridor is for a project that is intended to benefit our constituents in Cebu City, but it poses a significant threat to the integrity of our shared identity, heritage, and culture as a people of Cebu. One cannot be allowed to cancel the other, especially if the proposed design did not even pass through the Cultural and Historical Affairs Commission and the Sangguniang Panglungsod. Mr. Chairman, I close this privileged speech with an omnibus motion. The first is to note this privileged speech. The second is to ask the office of the building official to issue a cease and desist order against the construction of the bus station as it is as the offending design, as an offending design, until a better one can be submitted and proposed to the appropriate body, including but not limited to the National Commission on Culture and Arts and the Culture and Historical Affairs Commission of this city, as well as this august body. And third, to ask CHAC to explore with their counterpart in the province of Cebu, to explore alternatives, including a more complementary design, provided that it is in conformity with existing laws. Mr. Chairman, so move in an omnibus manner.
Any second for the motion? Seconded by